So my name is Douglas Wade Hornberger. I'm from Southern Alberta. I've been an arborist for 20 years. And what an arborist does is go into people's yards in urban environment and take out certain things that need to come out to make everything coexist. You think it's simple, it's not. There's so many different issues that goes into taking out everything that needs to come out and maximizing that so it gives all the growth of everything that's left an opportunity to be the best that it can be. Well, that same system works in the forest as well. And I've devised this technique of going in and brushing and weeding and thinning and spacing and deadwooding these forests, spreading out the forest litter properly to set up for a fire. That's now not a catastrophic wildfire that decimates everything, but a low-level forest floor mopping fire that just cleans and renutriates everything and brings everything back to the range that Mother Nature historically operated at. And when this is done, the best trees live. The trees that need to be here because of forest health and animal health and water and air and photosynthesis and all that happens with that is now still here. And it continues to produce this photosynthesis where you take carbon and different poisons out of the atmosphere using photosynthesis and turn it back into pure oxygen. This Bow Valley Parkway here is a major filtration device for our planet. It is in the middle of the boreal forest. It's in the middle of the Rocky Mountain range, and it is vast and wild, but it's let go too wild. So we took fire out of a fire-dependent ecosystem, and now in the last 50 or 80 years, it has grown thick and thatched. We're gonna lose Banff. We can't lose Banff. So part of this recipe for disaster is that we've had a lot of moisture the last 2 years. We've had overgrowth for the last 40 or 50 years. We've had no maintenance and no care to these forests that needed it. So we are stuck right now in facing maybe one of the biggest events that we've seen in fire for many, many, many years. Maybe we've never seen anything bigger than this. If you include Calgary, between Bragg Creek and Calgary, there's this vast parcel of land. If that goes up with a kicker wind, we may lose Calgary. So in this recipe for disaster, we need to get into these forests and do something now. All of us. It's so vast, but I know what to do. I know what to take out of the forest. I know how to logistically move men and machinery around. I have a history of knowledge of how to do all that. And the last 10 years in this thing that I've done, I have learned all these places, how much that you would take out. What would you take? Would you take it out by chopper? Would you take it out by quad? Would you take it out by horse? And what trees need to stay and what trees need to go and what needs to happen to make that all come back. So this is a happy fire. This isn't one that's gonna take out the Bow Valley Parkway and leave it in nothing but incinerated tinder, like the Vermilion Valley. Let's go get some video of that in 03. The whole valley was taken out, and it's only 3 valleys away. Banff has been very, very lucky, but that luck may run out, and we need to be there for her. And this will set the stage for Calgary and all that needs to happen to reduce the chances of catastrophic wildfire hitting that city, therefore leaving 1.3 million evacuees to go somewhere. Our defenses need to be set up around Calgary to evade this disaster. And this is where I go into my disaster planning. It's now. I know what to take out. I know what to take out in the vastness of this if I have the manpower and the machinery and the logistics to be able to get this done. This goes right up to the Chinook helicopter. I need 2 Chinooks and 5 Griffins here right now. Where's the Canadian government for our parks? We're not going to lose our parks. And this is a major tinder dry situation that's going to blow up in our faces. So we have to start rolling everybody in. As you come in to this, I can put you where you need to go. I need welding, I need plumbing, I need electrical, I need milling, I need choppers. I can turn all these forests into small family equitable, small family farms. I can do it in a way where all the forest litter stays for the fire and all the good equitable lumber leaves, so that we can take of the spoils of all this, rather than letting the dragon burn it to the ground. There's some Lord of the Rings in this. This thing is epic. We need to do something epic. Calgarians and Southern Albertans, Canadians, globally, this is a huge deal globally. We can't lose this parkway to catastrophic wildfire. These forests must survive. So, we will be working logistically in the next couple of days on how we're going to roll this project out. So thank you very much for your time. I just wanted to give you an idea of recipe for disaster, which is imminent, and maybe this year. I'm thinking this year, so we need to be ready. Then disaster plan. Now I have this mock disaster plan where we can say May 28th, we have a fire. So we're going to do this mock disaster to say, okay, we want to be ready for it. So, which is a good idea to get ready anyways. So this is a good idea. Whether we get fire or whether we don't get fire, let's get prepared. Let's do the prevention that needs to happen. They say Fort Mac in California and Australia, they were all preventable fires if we'd have gone in for 30 years and did all this. Well, this fire hasn't happened yet. We can do the prevention that needs to happen. 40 years. This is going to be the biggest economic growth for our country in a single swing ever. And after losing so much in COVID, it's time to recover some of that. So these small, equitable, small family farms, we take the material out of the forests, right from the big timbers that need to come out in this thinning, right down to corral rails and small wood that we can build these rustic spindled beds, which we'll need lots of in this disaster plan. So we can take everything that we need equitable out, leave the forest litter for the fire, and we can partake of the spoils of this vast place that needs to be brushed, weeded, thinned, spaced, and deadwooded. Thank you very much.